if you are watching this on YouTube or listening to this on my podcast right now, um, chances are, hopefully by this time, for people who've been listening to my podcast, at least the audio version, are familiar with um, what I mean when I say high vibrational, what I mean when I say um, neutral or low vibrational, right? So imagine a scale, a number, a number line from -10 to +10, and zeros in the middle. -10 is very low vibrational. It's like it's when you feel very anxious, depressed, angry, just all these negative emotions that bother you on a daily basis, right? That'll be like -10. If your emotions and your mind just possesses you, basically. Zero is neutral, right? There's you've overcome all the negative demons, basically, and you're at this point where it's peaceful, sometimes boring, but it's just kind of neutral, right? Nothing much is going on. Then there is high vibrational, which is when you feel good, right? It's like the opposite of a -10, right? +10. When you're feeling good, when you're living life, you're loving life, you're feeling good, like on a very, very, very consistent basis. And you have so many amazing moments, so many amazing emotional moments, and you're just feeling very well to super well, like very often on a daily basis. So now that's very important. It's very important to know where you are on the scale, right? From -10 to +10. So if you so just remember that, okay? And now I'm going to tie this in with something else, which is what you're feeding, okay? And some of my audience is very familiar with Eckhart Tolle, with presence. Um, and what presence allows you to do is it allows you to stop feeding your negative thoughts, right? So the only reason why you're at a -10 and the reason why you're constantly having all these negative emotions bother you, negative thoughts just bother you, is because you're constantly feeding these negative thoughts on a daily basis. That's the only reason your negative thoughts affect you, is because you're constantly feeding them. Because the truth is, all your thoughts need fuel. All your negative thoughts, all your positive thoughts, they need fuel to survive. And only one thing can give it fuel. Only one thing can give it value and money, energy. One thing. That's your attention. So the thoughts that we think every day, we're giving it attention, and that's what's keeping it on a loop, because we're feeding these thoughts every day. So when you're at -10, that means that you're always feeding something. First of all, you're always feeding something. But when you're at a -10, that means that you're feeding the negative, right? That's why you feel like crap all the time. Not because, oh, these thoughts are there and they just won't go away. And that's just how it's gonna be. The truth is, it's the thoughts that you're feeding every day, the negative thoughts that you're feeding every day. You just don't know how to stop feeding these negative thoughts. That's what you need to do. You need to learn how to stop feeding these negative thoughts. And that's why I recommend Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. I recommend you to read that book. And I teach, and that's why I've been teaching a lot of the presence stuff nowadays. So when you become present, you stop feeding your negative emotions, and now you get to a zero, right? Now you get to neutral, and at first that feels great. Neutral feels great for a lot of people for a long time, because when you're used to suffering, when you're used to mental hell, man, neutral, even boredom feels fucking amazing. But if you stop at neutral, like I did, I stopped at neutral for like 3 years because I didn't know there was even more positive. So when you get to neutral, now what? Now you have to learn how to think and feed positive thoughts, right? Now that's where the real magic happens. From neutral, you learn how to think positive thoughts. That's where you practice appreciation on a daily basis. That's where all that comes in. And if you would like to learn more, before I forget, if you'd like to learn more about this, go to my website at gunsrosesandspirituality.com. Over there, you can sign up for the high vibrational course, and you'll learn everything, absolutely everything you need to learn to raise your vibration, to get to that 10, to go from 0 to 10, or, negative to 10. You'll learn about the energetic world. You'll learn about your emotions, your emotional guidance system. You'll learn about how to deal with negative thoughts, and you'll learn about how to add in positive thoughts, right? So click the link below, and you'll find that. You find that course. It's literally a full course, right? So check that out. But anyways, you're feeding something. You're always feeding something, right? So what are you feeding, right? And that just means what is showing up on the screen in your head, in the blackness of your mind, right? In the darkness of your mind. What is popping up all the time, right? Is it thoughts? Is it worry? Whatever it is, you're feeding it. And if you like to learn how to not feed it, check out episode 55, Portals into Presence. I offer techniques, to be present. And the reason that presence work, for example, one of the techniques that I teach is anchoring your attention in your inner body. So that means putting your attention in empty space inside your body and anchor it in there. And that instantly will put you in presence. And when you're present, you're no longer feeding your negative thoughts, because your attention is in the present moment. When your attention's in the present moment, you're not feeding the negative thoughts of the past and the future, because all these negative thoughts are projected in the past or projected in the future, right? So when you're present, you're gonna watch your thought stream become way more silent in such a fast rate, because you're no longer feeding your thought stream. And you're gonna find yourself, if you do it correctly, reaching this place where your mind is much more quiet. The only reason your mind is loud is because you're constantly feeding it, right? And then once you get to neutral, right, and this takes some time. Depends on who you are, depends on how much knowledge you have, depends on your experience, depends on who you're working with. Because if you're working with me one-on-one, you could achieve this pretty fast. Like, you could achieve what I've been able to, what took me like 3, 4, 5 years to achieve. You can achieve that in like a month if, working with me one-on-one, because, I've been through it. Like, I know what the heck you need to do to overcome your mind and master your thoughts, right? But for most of you, just be patient on your journey. But let's say you get to neutral, right? You get really good at presence, you get to neutral. Now you got to add in positive. So when I was at neutral, I thought, like, when I was being super present, I thought, okay, that is high vibration. That's it. I didn't realize that you can add positive thoughts. So that's when I realized, holy crap, I can choose the thoughts I think. I can make up the thoughts I think. You have to deliberately think. So just for a few minutes a day, like, just practice appreciation. Like, I practice appreciation like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, and sometimes throughout the day. But even if you just practice it like 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night, learn how to practice appreciation. I have episodes on that too. Learn how to appreciate, get good at it. Don't be scared to suck at appreciation, but get good at it. And then eventually, as you do this routine, as you do this 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night, you become good at it. And then when you become good at it, you're directing your thoughts in a positive direction. And when you do that, you're raising your vibration higher than neutral. Now you're going higher. And then the positive momentum continues. And that's very important. So, but it ties back to what I've been talking about. Your attention is your currency, right? Now what we're doing is putting our attention in the positive. And that's all that's happening, right? whatever you put your attention on in the moment, you download the vibration of, right? So that's very important. So if you'd like to learn how to raise your vibration, click the link below, gunsrosesandspirituality.com. And thank you for listening, or thank you for watching if you're on YouTube.